We do. Oh, okay. My chair got rotated. This is not okay. Okay.
Hey everybody, welcome to One Side of the Coin. I'm your host, Steve the Gamer. With me as always.
Mack-Attack.
No, it's not.
Nurse
You're not
Joy
Mack-Attack.
today.
No, Mack-Attack. This we got Nurse Joy,
Yes.
Pokemon Center Lady, with us this evening. Reason why Mack-Attack is dressed up as the ever popular AKFC. Thanks, morning. Oh, that's right. He's just getting up.
Yeah.
Anyway. The reason she's dressed up like this, we were supposed to be hosting an event downtown at Harmony Square here in Brantford, Ontario, for movie night in the square, as they call it. We were going to be doing a Pokemon movie. So Mack-Attack had wanted to cosplay the event where we did a bunch of trivia prior to the event or before the movie shows and hand out a bunch of stuff and whatnot. So, however, it did get canceled this evening, which is why we're streaming at our, we're beyond our regular time, but close enough to our regular time because we would have streamed earlier if the event was to have occurred. But because of weather, it kind of got canceled. It's expecting the storm here, and it looks like it's going to very soon, unfortunately. But we really need some rain, right? So it's been really, really humid, hot, and dry here. I got my Pokemon button, but I'm still wearing Genesis t-shirt as always, kind of thing.
Thanks, Jeff. Says love that hair.
Love that hair. Yeah. How long did it take you to make it?
About the wig, and then to style it, I took 3 different approaches, so it took me maybe 2 hours to do. Good shower.
Yeah. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate you, buddy. I definitely want to give a huge shout out since Jeff's in the chat. Thank you so much, Jeff. I really appreciate it. I know I reached out to you earlier this week. If you take a look at tonight's stream's main picture of the gargantuan rabbit, the thumbnail. Thank you. The thumbnail, the big gargantuan rabbit, and there's a little message in that box, which is going to be part of our focus on tonight's topic. But before we get, which is going to be based upon toxicity in TCGs. Now, I'm primarily going to be talking about Genesis mostly. However, this is going to focus in some of the conversations going to be generalizing all TCGs and the toxicities comparing between collectability and playability of the actual game, and what causes and why is there a need for people to be toxic in certain TCG communities, right? So, but before we get into that, we're going to do some thank yous, of course, to Haunted Castle Gaming, especially number one, the company that created Genesis Battle of Champions, the Sid. He's the man. Love you, buddy. Love this game so much. So we definitely always have to thank him because without him, right, we wouldn't have the game that we love to play so much, right? So, looks fresh shaved. No, it's not, no, it's got a bit of stubble. Yeah, same here. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to,
He's fuzzy.
I'm fuzzy. Yeah, not quite, but anywho, thanks for noticing that. A little bit of a shine, I think, but I didn't wax it this morning, Jeff. Sorry. I'll be sure to wax it next time, right?
Takes you like 10 minutes to shave your head. Took me 2 hours to style this way.
2 hours, yeah. She takes way much more time anyway. On the flip side, without a Sid, we also wouldn't have this toxicity, so we can blame him for that too. Haha. Actually, no. I have to disagree with you on that one, Jeff. I know you're joking about it, but we're going to get into a little bit more deeper into that conversation.
Genuinely speaking, no, it's not on a Sid.
But yes, Matt, thank you, Jeff, for doing that little editing on the text box of the thumbnail for us tonight.
I thought it was quite funny.
It was awesome. You nailed it with what we want to get into. But yeah. So first off, a couple of things. Haunted Castle did put out an announcement, I think on Tuesday. They mentioned it in their Exploring the Library stream. There's been some erratas in Origins, the Kickstarters, 3 separate cards have now been errated due to printing errors, right? So I just wanted to touch base and let the errata. So basically, so when the card gets printed, it's not what it's supposed to say on the card. So, for example, the electrical storm. So when Will spoiled it prior to even the set coming out, it said Swift on it, and it was supposed to be printed as action. Speed, right? So basically, because they can't stop the production, the card's already done, right? It's already been made. They have, and so now all the Kickstarter Origins boxes, any electrical storms you're going to get, are going to state Swift on it rather than action. So they have to put what they call an errata. So if you go onto the official site, www.genesisbattleofchampions.com, there is I think a pull down menu, and you'll be able to see the erratas. It'll tell you exactly what the card is supposed to say. So for players to get familiarized with that and learn the actual correct use of the card, right? So yeah, so you'll definitely want to check that out. I gotta make sure. So it was Electric Storm was the first one. The second one is Block. And the third one is Innovative Cover. So those 3 cards, obviously there was a little bit of an error as far as the text boxes or whatnot. You definitely want to make sure you double check the errata for the proper use of those cards, especially when it comes to the competitive play, right? So you don't want to be misusing those cards and then having it affect your game, et cetera, right? So so with saying that kind of leads into what we want to discuss tonight. I want to state this right away. This is our opinion, again, right? As always, kind of thing. We don't mean to offend anybody or want to hurt anybody's feelings in any way, shape, or form. This is our opinion on what we wanted to discuss. I demand they make a card next set called Errata. That they purposely print wrong, so they have to errata it, so it's fun to say. The errata. It has to be a bird rat.
Errata.
Yeah, it's the errata of the errata of the errata. Yeah, but it has to be a bird rat because if it's air, right, it's a flying bird, or sorry, a flying rat.
Rat birds.
Rat birds.
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs, exactly, right? So, yeah. Nobody's perfect. Nobody in this entire world, right, is perfect. So when it comes to manufacturers of TCGs, people need to relax and have an understanding that there are mistakes that can be made, right, when their manufacturers are producing these games, right? So especially, like, as I said, with the erratas, right, like mistakes happen, whether it was in an issue of editing or the print or something went wrong. Like, there's room for human error. People need to understand this and not come down so hard on the manufacturers or the creators or etc., right? Like, when stuff like this does happen and people have a tendency to expect the companies to be 100% perfect, it causes for them to create an uproar or start hacking on it or attacking the company, saying, oh, well, it should have been this way or it should have been that way, right? It doesn't have to be that way, right? It's like mistakes are made. So recently I was told that so Haunted Castle did not state that they were going to put flavor text on the Kickstarter, but it was going to be on the retail. So it wasn't announced by them. However, when it happened, then I think they made the announcement. I could be wrong on all of this full data on how it started, but anywho, like, because there's no flavor text on the card, right, does not affect how the game is played, right?
Yeah.
So, like, why? Like, it is not a necessity to play the game. Flavor text is just there for a player's enjoyment, to read a little quote that's based around the game. TCGs have been doing it for a long time.
Sometimes it's kind of part of the lore too, and the fact that Genesis has a huge lore that just adds to it.
Exactly, but I mean, it is not mandatory to be there to play the game, right? It doesn't tell you how the card operates, right? Or anything of that nature. It's not going to affect, if you're competing in a tournament or anything of that nature. The fact that flavor text isn't there does not need to be there, right? For a company to be attacked because they didn't put it on this product, but they're going to put it on this product, right? Like, I mean, what difference does it make? I don't see the reasoning behind it, right? And it's like the company designing, giving this game to the people to play the game, right? That's the number one thing about a TCG, is the playability of the game. Is the game fun to play? Is it enjoyable, right? All this small little peddly stuff that people attack all the time about it. Another example too was that apparently in the print run for Origins, some of the epics, which is the borderless cards, rares, and what's that? I won 2-1. You won 2-1, right? Congratulations, Jordan. 2-1. Let's get that recorded, Jordan. 2-1. Boop. Okay, and we're back. Okay, so it was found out that on the epics, I don't have one in front of me. Oh, I do. Yeah, I got a whole stack full of stuff right here. Okay, so on the bottom of the card, you'll see little red symbol that says Epic, right? And there's the full art version of the card, which replaces it's exactly like the rare in the base set. However, it's borderless. You get a better looking art or whatever, right? Does the exact same thing, same card. However, they put in these epics, right, to make the game a little bit more collectible kind of thing or whatnot. Mm-hmm. So it was discovered that there were some borderless cards like these that have the rare symbol on them. I think these are all epics. Oh, here we go. Here's a foiled one. Yeah, here's an example too, because it says Swift on the electrical storm. It's supposed to say sorry, what's that? 2-1 for Ruben. Yeah, there's number 2 match. 2-1 Ruben. Boop. Come on. Advance next round. We're running a tournament. Sorry about this, guys.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Boom. Okay, round 2. Gary versus Sid. Ruben versus Jordan. Yin, you get that. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so on some of the full art cards, you're gonna see the rare symbol. So the rare color, which is like a gold or an orangish color, instead of it saying Epic in the red, right? So obviously printing error or whatever, right? But it doesn't matter. It does not matter. If anything, it makes those actual cards more rare than the regular epics, right? So it's like
these ones.
No. So the full art, these ones here, like this,
printed in
right?
red.
See how it says Epic?
Yeah.
And it's red, but someone found some that actually say rare, and it's gold, but it's a full art card. It's supposed to say Epic, right, and be in red, but that doesn't matter, right?
No.
It does. There's no reason.
So happy to find.
Actually, yeah, I would be more excited to find a card like that, right? It's like something different, right? So I'm a person that likes to collect odd stuff like that. When it comes to whether it's a miscut or misprint, something special about the card, right? That's not supposed to be. I actually get more excited, and I appreciate that. It's like, ooh, I got something that
it's different.
That's nobody else is gonna have or gonna have in their collection, kind of thing, right? So, however, it doesn't affect the game, right? So it doesn't affect the game. and it's a mistake. It's an honest mistake. And if anything, in that case, it's more of a happy mistake, right? That's like, whoa, it's not Haunted Castle's fault, right?
Mhm.
So there's no real reason to come down on them and saying, oh, well, why did this happen, and why they should change this, or they should have done that, right? And it's like, why, right? What's the necessity behind doing that? I don't understand why people do it, and it's like, are they playing the game for one? Is my first question, right? Like, do they enjoy playing the game, right? And then you're jumping into the side of collectability, right? So, and it's like, okay, so being by far one of the biggest fans of Genesis and the collection that I have grown since the start of Genesis, right? Um, like I've given up Magic, I've given up collecting Pokemon, et cetera, right? But Genesis is my thing. So, and it's like, however, I'm not, you know, collecting it for the, like what they would say, the monetary value of it, right? I'm collecting it because I love Genesis. I love playing this game, and it's like, this is, something that I've obtained, kind of thing, or whatever, right? So I'll do my one ofs of entire sets, which I have, right, ever since Alpha, right straight through up to even Origins. I'm almost done, but it's and I see these little mistakes or whatever. In Haunted Castle, that they recognize, or sorry, they say, oh, they put out the apology. Sorry, this had kind of happened or whatever, right? And it's like, it was, whatever the mistake might have been or whatnot. They acknowledge it. They acknowledge it, right? But it doesn't need to accelerate past that, right? And it seems that that's the way things are having a tendency to go, right? Talking with my own community, and they kind of give me feedback and let me know on what's going on and whatnot, in like Genesis as a whole, kind of thing, right? And I hear these things that stuff like this is happening, and it's like, oh, it gets so frustrating, and it's like, okay, just enjoy the game, play the game, right? And there's no need to accelerate it, because, like, as I said, nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect. Like you look at, like, I know Wizards of the Coast made a huge mistake in a pre-con for Commander, where a Planeswalker was taken out by mistake, and there was another special land card that, whereas in Commander you can only play one ofs, right? There was two of the same land, special land card, instead of that Planeswalker that was supposed to be in the deck, which makes it like a brand new player coming into Commander, makes that deck unplayable, because now it breaks the rule of what Commander is, kind of thing, right? So now they've already produced it. It was already on the shelf, being sold, kind of thing. And once players were made aware of this, right, and it's like, oh, geez, but it wasn't that bad, because basically you take that second land, right? You take it out, and you can put in like either a basic land or another card that goes with that deck or whatever, right? And replace it, and you carry on, you play it.
Yeah.
Right? You play the game, kind of
or
thing. Right?
You search out that Planewalker that was meant to be in there. It'll probably be in the set
in
anyway.
another set, exactly. And I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah. But so the point that I'm trying to get across is, like, the collectability like line has gone a little too far, I think, on it, right? So it's, people have these high expectations on manufacturers when they're producing the games and making the games. Oh, I gotta know the print run, I gotta know, how many of this card is in existence, and yada yada yada, right? To enforce value upon the TCG. But it's like, is it really necessary, right? Like, there should be a fine. I believe personally myself, there should be a fine line when it comes to collectability versus the play state, which is why I really have a lot of respect for Yu-Gi-Oh, right? So in the sense that when you look at the market value of Yu-Gi-Oh, right? I'm gonna say, let me rephrase that. The secondary market of Yu-Gi-Oh, right? So when new sets come out and there's a certain card that everybody's after, the value goes way up. But that card that has a really high value has purpose in the game.
Yeah.
Right? Mind you, the fact that, it's hard to get that card because there's only so many. You know, potentially you can
Or
only
it's
get
like
one
5
per
price
box
or whatever.
or whatnot, and that's what makes the value go up because it's of the scarcity behind it. But the playability of the card outweighs anything, right? It's like they need that card, right? They need to have it in their deck. However many, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, whatever. Usually it's 3 right off the get-go, but that card is needed. It helps them get a higher win percentage or whatever, right? It's more meant for the game. Eventually, down the road, that card's probably not going to keep that value because something new is going to come out.
Yeah.
And it's going
to overtake that.
It's going to overtake, right?
Maybe because it's better or something like that, right?
How far did they go with the story, Richard? Oh, sorry.
Go back.
Let's go. Okay, we got.
So, random person named Blackberry. Yes, I am cosplaying Nurse Joy from Pokemon. Yeah. How dare you run a business when we demand you give us a video for free? That was funny. Template thing, like, it's kind of our fault. Do take exception. There, though, spelling
mistakes in templating should be sorted out by this time in the evolution of the game. But yeah, so I mean, I understand what you're saying with that, Joey. However, it's like Haunted Castle, 5 years, right? 5 years. That's and plus you got to look at 2 of those years, COVID, right? So it's there comes the whole COVID effect thing, right? Again. So I mean, it's like I've been with Genesis since Alpha when I first met a Sid. And grown with it. My business itself, like Heads or Tails Gaming, was just starting out, right, roughly around the same time that Genesis was actually starting to go into production with Alpha, right? And I picked it up and I fell in love with the game like that instantly, right? And I loved the game and I wanted to play it. I want to play it. I want to play it. That's all we did, right?
Yeah.
That's all we did. We played it, right? And we weren't really focusing on like the because if you look back at those Alpha cards, a lot of edging, right? It's the first production, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of edging or whatever, you know. However, I really love the cardstock of Alpha. That would be amazing if they could, you know, the thickerness of it. Remember Alpha cards, right? But anyway, but there was a lot of white edging on it. Off cuts, left, right, and center, right? Like literally, even going into beta, I remember there was cards literally like the picture was right on the edge on one side, and you had this really thick line of black on the other side.
I remember that.
Like we got so many of those cards. Didn't matter to us. We didn't care. It's like, I'm gonna play with that anyway, right?
Yeah.
I need that for my deck, right? We just played the game, right? We didn't care, right? And but now that as time goes on, Genesis is getting more noticed, Haunted Castle's growing or whatnot, right? People are starting to put these expectations on that company to, you know, be better, right? And by all means, Haunted Castle is working as hard as they can. They're absolutely amazing company in their progression and what they're doing, their game plan kind of thing. A little on the slow side as far as getting things out, but I mean that's, you know, reasonings behind that. However, they focus on the players the most, I think, for the game, giving and listening. By far, one of the best companies that actually listens to their community, and I think they might listen a little too much because, you know, people are like, okay, well, got to do this, got to do this, got to do this kind of thing, right? And if they listen to everybody, then I mean, do they have time to listen to everybody? Really, I should be saying, right? No, because they're growing, right? However, people have to also understand too that they don't take your opinion, right? Or they don't take your suggestion. It's not a reason to start attacking them or disliking them, right?
Yeah.
You know, like they have their business plan, their business motto, whichever, right? The fact that they're actually looking for your opinion, right, on things is amazing, and they do associate with their player base a lot more than most other TCGs, right? So got to give them huge credit for that. But if they cannot utilize your opinion or take your suggestion, I don't think it gives you a reason to, hate them or start hacking on them or, tearing them apart and looking and nitpicking and everything of that nature, right? Just because they didn't listen to you.
Mhm.
Well, it's not that they didn't listen to you. It's just because they didn't take your advice, right? They cannot take everybody's advice. Trust me. I've given Sid a lot of, whether it's criticism or suggestions and whatnot. And has he utilized them all? No. But I mean, I still love playing this game. I still love Haunted Castle, and the whole crew that works at making and designing this game. JC, for sure, 100%. But yeah, it doesn't give people, the right. I don't think it gives them the right to do that, right? However, they're going to do it anyway. So it's like, how does the company adjust to this, right? When these attacks are coming at them and whatnot, right? And it's like, well, it's hard to say, right? Because it's out there. No matter what TCG is out there right now, it's happening, right?
Mhm.
So like whether it's Flesh and Blood, MetaZoo, all these other ones that are up and coming kind of thing, and even you're looking at Magic that's been around forever. I don't hear so much about Pokemon. A little bit here and there, right? I mean,
just because it's like a collectible thing now, like prices for it are going up so much. It's like,
yep,
it's not really being played as much anymore. That's no more.
Yeah.
That's not warm.
Yeah, it's lukewarm. Yeah, give me my cup.
Yeah, you got it back.
Mine.
Yep, you have that back.
Anyway, but yeah. So what you're saying? One problem wasn't the mistake. The problem was that they lied about the card being included, and still had the token. The Planeswalker made in the deck. Wizards deserved everything they got for that one. Oh, that's about the commander deck.
Having the walker in the deck doesn't deserve anger. The fact they lied about it did.
What's Jeff making? Go back up.
I'll make it, Joey. We'll talk.
I'll be aiming to communicate our process. I also love. Oh, errata. That would be awesome.
Yeah. No, we're here.
Printing mistakes happen and no one is perfect. It's hard sometimes to catch these things. At least Haunted Castle wouldn't lie to us. No, I don't think they would, right? So, I mean, the whole fact that they didn't disclose that information about the flavor text on the card, initially it just came out, and then they did make the announcement saying, oh, okay, like people were saying, where's the flavor text, I think is what had happened. And they said, well, it's going to be on the retail version, right? So if anything, that just, helps the retail version out a little bit more, right? Because if those who really enjoy flavor text on their cards are going to, purchase it, whether or not that was their ultimate goal, I'm not 100% sure. I can't really state on that. But it doesn't matter because it's just flavor text. Who cares, right? Who cares? It doesn't affect how the game actually operates and is played out. It's not going to change anything about your timeline or anything of that nature. Even sometimes it's hard to put flavor text because there's so much text in the box on what the card does.
Yeah.
Right? That, I mean, there's really no room. So, I mean, if there's no room for it.
And there is already so many cards in the game, or there's at least a few, that don't even have like the flavor text in the first place. Right. Like, Stu was just saying. Yeah. Right? It's like it doesn't need it to be desperately. No, it does not need to be there.
They definitely feel trustworthy and they care about their fans of the game. Yeah, I agree with you, Richard, on that. But yeah, so I mean, so when it gets, let's go back into looking at the collectability of it, though, right? And it's like, okay, well, people that want to collect it, and then how do I say this? Like the so-called investors, right? So they're looking for a return on their investment into the game. They're not really focused on the gameplay itself. They're just looking at potentially having higher value in the long run for purchasing the game, right? Play the game first is what I say, right? Play the game. Try the game first. See how much fun it is, right? And then make that decision is what I recommend, right? Go into your LGS, sit at a table, and play the damn game, right?
Yeah, play.
Just play. play the game. That's what it is primarily meant for. That's why these manufacturers put it out. Enjoy the game for what it is. I don't think there should be that much focus on these issues, right? And that's my big question. And I'd like to reach out to our viewers, right, and get your opinion on this. Like, why do you think people are toxic about situations like this, right, or these games and whatnot, right? Are they actually invested in it for the playing of the game, the enjoyment of the game, or is it just for the simple fact of collecting it, right? So I think playing should come first overall before any collectability. What do you think?
Yeah, it's like it's made to play, not to collect. Like, it's okay to collect, but when it's getting to the point of like the only thing you care about is collecting, and it's like it becomes an issue. No, just again, play the
Like,
game.
who puts monetary value on this anyways, right? It's like, what determines the actual dollar amount of the card, or even that? Like, well, I understand the sealed product, okay, yeah, but like on the secondary market for each individual card, right? Like, as I said, we'll go back to Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, it's because of the play value of the card, right? Not because of the collectability of the card, right? However, you'll have like your rare and your epic rare, right? So, and they're saying, well, epic rares should be valued higher because, one, they're harder to get, two, they look better, so to speak. But I mean, that epic rare and that rare, they both do the exact same thing in the game, right? And that's one thing I loved about Sid, because he loved, one thing he loves is to see people actually playing those higher rarity cards, whether they're the foils or the epic rares. He wants to see them being used right in the arena while you're playing, right? Even to this day, some of my alpha cards, right? Like, I'll use my alpha Nubia or whatever, like all the alpha cards that I have, right? If they're viable within the timeline that I built, I'll actually be using them, right? Because I love playing the alpha cards.
They're pretty.
They are very pretty, and even a step further. And it's like, when it comes to a passion for a game, just because of the playability of the game, you like the game so much, you love it, and you can reciprocate that with another person, such as I did with Will K. I actually handed over to him an Alpha Angel because he needed that one last card to complete his his full master set of Genesis, and knowing very much or very well that how much he loves Genesis, and I saw myself in him as far as the love of the game, right? More so, and wanting to have that as part of his collection, right, for Genesis. And one thing he had said to me, and is like, he will never part with that card ever, even if like Genesis was to, fly away or whatever, no longer exist, kind of thing. And or if anything was to, if he sold off his collection, he would still keep that Alpha Angel because I gave it to him, right? Yeah, he actually said that to me, which was meant a lot to me. But I understood his passion for the game more so than the actual collecting. And then it's like, here, you need this, take it, right? I just gave it to him. So I mean, didn't even think of the value behind it. I mean, I don't even know what Alpha Angels are going for anymore, kind of thing, right? Yeah. So it's like, don't care, don't really care.
Yeah.
Right? I even went as far as to make sure the one I gave him was really nice, and out of the other ones, between the ones that I have, right? So, but anyway, so I think that was pretty much about it. I'm off of the rant. Just as like, play the game. I can't say that enough, right? And stop attacking manufacturers, right? Like, they work hard. They want to give us this game. They see how much we enjoy playing the game more so than anything else. There's room for error. People have to understand there's room for error. Let it go, right? Let it go. Who cares? People they're going to make mistakes. They acknowledge their mistakes. They put out whether it's an errata or an apology or anything else, right? They're working hard and they deserve to be respected and appreciated for what they're doing. It's a hard job, right? So, but we have to keep playing the game. That's why they're making it, and so just keep battling it out in the arena, right?
Mhm.
So, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah. Even if like you do give like your opinion or like a suggestion or something about the game or whatever, and if the creator of the game doesn't take it, you shouldn't get mad, right? It is their game. Like, they are making the game how they want to make it, and they are doing what they want to do, and that is all their right. It is their game. Nothing, like, having the flavor text there does not change the game drastically. There is literally no change to the mechanics or the way the card is being played. It is simply a statement from the character that is on the card. I don't know. That's about it. But yeah, just play.
So
Have fun.
I'm gonna quote Jeff here on this one. It says, "In the end, HCT did react and respond to the complaints, so I think it could have ended there. They didn't go radio silent and didn't ignore the community, and that kind of reaction needs to be applauded 100%. Like, that's one thing they right away, immediately, they, whether as I said, they didn't ignore the issue, they addressed it, whether it was the apology that went out or stating, it's like, well, they're always aiming to do better.
Mm-hmm.
They're always looking. I know Sid very well. He always aims to make things better for the players, right? In making the corrections, right? And doing his best to make it perfect, but cut the guy some slack. Like, cut the company some slack, guys. Like, just let these small little pedally issues go, right? They are aware of it when you bring it to their attention, right? But I mean, there's no need to carry it on and keep going, right? And nitpicking at every little thing that comes out about a new set, right? So, but as I said, that's my opinion. It's like, I just love playing Genesis so much, and I don't like listening to bad conversations when people are telling me, and it's like, oh, this was said and that was said and this is happening and this is going on, and it's like, yeah. Like, why? There's no necessity behind it. Cardboard cohorts are saying Genesis is a ton of fun and a few mistakes shouldn't hinder the fun you have playing it. No game is perfect and mistakes are always going to happen. Correct. Yeah. Joey wants to do a collector series someday of stories of the various promos, including those super short print ones. I think it'd be fun. If you ever need help with that, Joey, you can touch base with me. I'm sure you probably talk to Will as well. I think between the two of us, we pretty much have, outside of the Origins stuff, I think, and the new out-of-country promos and whatnot. But, yeah, if there's anything you need to showcase, let me know. I might have it. So Jeff is saying, but we still do need to hold their feet to the fire when they make mistakes. It shows passion on the community's part when we bring up issues, and care on HCG's part when they react. Yeah, I mean, it's like bringing it to their attention is important, right? Because how else are they going to correct it if we don't, right? Maybe they missed something they missed, right? So, and when that happens, I know 100% can reassure you guys that a Sid addresses the issue. It's like, okay, oh, you missed this, right? And he'll apologize for it. He'll be on top of it, fix that issue or correct the problem or whatever. But sorry, what was it? But yeah, he strives to still improve it. Yeah, 100%, Jeff. Cohorts are saying HCG is one company. I noticed that really listens to the community as well, and they make a mistake, they let people know. Yeah, whoever he's said that. Absolutely, Jeff. So yeah. But yeah, so that's basically what we wanted to really touch base on. But as I said in the description, we're not gonna do the whole box tonight. We're just gonna do a couple.
To speak to what you had said, though, I'll never cut a Sid a break. It's part of our love-hate relationship. He hates that I love bugging him.
But hey,
That's good.
that's just Jeff though. Garbage. Okay, let's
I couldn't open it. Did it?
So far, I think I'm short. I'm still short one non-foil epic.
Hey Steve, I'm just back with some more cards.
Okay, we're live streaming.
Oh,
So
you are?
yeah, if there's a way, can you come back in like half an hour?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Sorry about that.
My bad.
No worries. No worries. Here, you want to do the honors? I'm always scared.
Shiny armadillo. Shiny cobra. Star.
And yeah, that one's the guarantee one. I have pulled a signed Sid card.
Yeah, Mom was yelling at you that day. She told you to stop opening stuff. I thought she messaged you.
She did.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Mufasa.
Yeah, Mufasa. Oh.
So I think
Ooh. I got Alto.
Tsunami and a Nullify. I got my. Oh, hey, look at that.
That's cool. Ah!
Show them all. See?
Oh! No, it's not the same thing.
It's
Okay.
not the same thing. So Mack-Attack pulled a Earth Fissure and an Infernal Crawler, foil, and an epic in the same pack. Woo!
I got the Armadillo and Volley of Arrows as my rares.
Volley of Arrows. So good. The fan favorite Tsunami, of course. With this card, though, like as we were saying before, for anybody, yeah, you got the Mufasa card. For anybody into the big competitive scene, Nullify is so good, such a great card. So if you're playing Chaos, you're definitely going to be wanting to put this into your timeline. Yeah, this one too. I can't stop expressing how great these two cards are in the game.
I can grab the box of Power Up Elements.
Sure can. It's $100. If you want to grab one. Yeah.
Here, hold my Pokeball.
I got.
He will be your best friend. What is it?
It's the very center row, very end one. Power of the Elements. Yeah.
100?
Yeah. I can't balance.
Oh, awesome.
Thanks a lot, Steve. Take care. Well, finally started raining, by the way. Don't. I'll get it after. So good. I think by far two of my favorite and probably by far two of the best cards in Chaos right now. What's that?
No, it's falling. I gotta
Losing your hair?
repin it, yeah. Do it after because I can't see, but I don't want to lose it.
Okay. We'll do 2 more each.
Wow, I never open packs like this. What happened? Oh, I got a stack card. Saveduda!
Deceit.
Ooh! a Najak Cobra, and a
That
Winged
Cobra
Elite.
is so good. I got a Sudden Vengeance and a Warping Sweep.
Soup!
Did you get Soup?
I got
Soup.
soup!
Soup.
I got low blow.
And boom, low blow.
Jeff, your art for that was amazing.
Yeah, his chibi there with the eyes popping out of his head. Airborne core. Bonus Joy. I love the art on this one. It looks so creepy. Move it together.
Soup!
Soup.
Got the Hell's Chasm.
Nice. Bacteriophage and the Sudden Vengeance.
Traumatophobia and Lunging Assault. And the hiccups. Oh my god, I got draft bird, horse, goat thingy.
Draft bird. I just said draft at first.
Oh. Draft bird, goat.
Say its name.
Hello Rafa? Yeah. Did I get it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll do each one more. Then we'll get into some other announcements. Ooh, yeah, I got the squirrel. Ooh, squirrel. My bunny.
Funny.
It's a bunny.
Got the Lava Rider and Calculated Assault.
I don't think they've seen it. You're holding it like way back here. Okay.
Doing that with all of them.
Lingua and Cackling Scavenger.
I love the artwork for the cackling.
So the more I see is like I'm slowly drifting in. Like I've already expressed my love for Phage now, right? Like I'm starting to notice how good Phage is in the game. However, it's like I've built 2 timelines so far, Alta and Bazin or however you want to say it. But my next one is Satir. I want to really take a look at him. But Cackling Scavenger, right? So you got the hiccups, though, yeah. Has a fire attack of 5. He is a 7 cheat card. However, summons in its awareness cannot play attack abilities. Like I think this thing's going to be a little bit brutal. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on him. And oh yeah, I love this. Shout out to. I should go over this way a little bit more. The zombie eating himself. Done by Mario. But anyway, so there's a few packs for you. A couple of quick things before we sign off for the evening. Thank you to all who participated in the chat this evening. One thing I wanted to put out, we did mention about. We want to hear your tongue-tied here. What? Thoughts or experiences with the new set Origins, some gameplay. I want to hear gameplay stories. I want to hear like your non-toxic, I should say, views of it, like whether it's your favorite artwork, your favorite card, how you played your favorite card, what timelines you're building, etc. In an email, you can send it to steveothegamer@hotmail.com. So far, some people, it's like, I don't want to hear just, like, oh, I really like this card. I want to hear why, right? Like, give me explanation to your statements, etc. And we're going to be sending out some stuff to people. So in your email, please include your mailing address if you possibly can, so that we can get you something sent. Unless you're already in our community, then we'll just pass it to you next time we see you here in the store. What's coming up? Seriously?
Well, there's a few things coming
What's
up.
going? Okay, this weekend. First, do you know what's going on this weekend?
We run Genesis.
We do here at the store, but what else is happening in the Genesis world this upcoming weekend?
A circuit.
It's not actually. I don't think it's really associated with the circuit. However, it is a championship qualifier. It's going to be held at Gen Con coming up. I think it's this weekend. Apparently, Haunted Castle announced that MTG Nerd Girl is going to be there, doing a promotional thing with a card, I think, for her, an alternate art. Hey, Yan, which champion is Nerd Girl playing? Tashir, yeah. So it's an alternate art of Tashir as a promo that you can get at Gen Con, as well as the actual qualifier promo as well. So if you're anywhere near Gen Con or you're going to Gen Con, be sure to check out Haunted Castle Gaming while you're there. And Genesis, have the opportunity to meet her. Apparently she's a big, huge YouTuber kind of thing. So yeah, that event's happening this weekend. And then in 2 weeks, I think I got the date.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not this weekend. It's
Not this
next
weekend. No, it's the weekend after this, or not this weekend, or the next weekend. It's on the 20th. What's happening?
20th is the Washington circuit.
Yay, Washington! So it's at Lost Star Cards, I believe it's called, in 20 for 20. Check mark. Yeah, so on the 20th, it's the next circuit event. Only issue I have is with the foils.
Curling.
Got some curling. Yeah, I think that's straight across the board as far as all TCGs for the most part. A lot of curling in foils that I can't really play them. They would be considered marked cards. Yeah, it is unfortunate, especially back at J2. They like the first printing of J2, they were really, really bad, right? And it's like, oh, I really want to play this foil, but you can't because of the curl. That is one suggestion I give. What I did with mine is put them in a perfect fit and then another sleeve and stick them in a binder, or put something heavy on top of it. And just leave it there for like maybe 3 or 4 days. I find that it did flatten out considerably. However, if you take it out of that perfect fit, right, it's gonna start curling again. But I think the perfect fit, once it forms into that, has a tendency to stay flat, and you'll be able to utilize those foils if you want to in your decks. So it worked for me. Try it out. It might work for you as well. So yeah, the 20th. We are going. We will be there. So we're gonna be leaving. I think either the 16th in the afternoon.
It's the
I think,
17th.
or the
It's Wednesday morning.
Or did we make that decision? You want to leave the 17th in the morning?
That's what Mom's been saying.
That's what Mom said. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna be taking a road trip. We're gonna be on the road, going to Lost Star in Washington, which is on the other side of going towards the West Coast. Super excited. We're gonna be doing some streaming while we're gone. Doing some videos of our journey all the way there. I myself personally, you might potentially be. You're going to compete?
I might.
You might.
Yeah, I might. I might.
You should.
I might.
You should.
I might.
Come on. Let's hear from you guys. We've got to try and convince her to start playing some competitive Genesis, right? That's not really that competitive. You're not that competitive, I said.
Oh, so okay. No, I thought you said it. Well, it's not that competitive. I was gonna be like, do you know what we're fighting for?
Yeah. It's well, first place, $2,500. Yeah, we're aiming for it. But I think I'm more excited.
You said that so calmly. Like,
what?
Oh yeah, it's $2,500.
Well, I'm not going for the prizing. To be honest with you, I want to play Genesis. I want to because I'm locked down to my own community kind of thing and playing here. I want to experience playing with other players.
It's not even just the money; it's the spot to the championship too.
Well, yeah, you get that, but I
Top
already
8.
have my seat because of
Yeah.
being in the top 8 of last year's
I'm
championship.
hoping
So
to help
it's
out. Again.
it's engaging with another community, right, and playing Genesis and experiencing it with them, right. I like to experience playing Genesis with other players in other communities, which is why we try to grow our community all the time. It's like get new players in, play it and experience it with them. Plus, two, word has it that Leslie will be there. Joey's supposed to be there. So we'll get to meet Joey for the first time. I'm super excited about that. Sid also told me that apparently one of the original play testers for Genesis, even before Alpha came out, when they were just thinking about the game kind of thing, and he had helped Sid actually test the game and play it right prior to it going to production. So apparently he's going to be there. Wasim's going to be there. We haven't seen Wasim since we played him at a tournament in Cambridge at Forbes.
That was way back when, too.
So long ago. So I mean, getting to engage with these people that I haven't met, and seeing some old faces that I haven't seen in such a long time is going to be more overwhelming to me than anything. But I still want to play some Genesis.
Yeah,
I have to play some Genesis, right? So, however, according to somebody within our own community, I'm washed up. Yeah, I got attacked the other day, like to my face, which I kind of respect that he said it right straight to my face, right? So it's like we were talking about the trophy, and
Sid lost 2-1.
Oh, and I'm washed up. Oh,
I was gonna say, who the hell are you talking? Like, who are you talking to? And then you mentioned the trophy. I'm like, I know who he was talking to. Wait, no, Sid lost.
Oh, Sid lost to
2-1, 2-1, dude.
to. Okay, I'll get it right. 2-1. There we go.
So Gary won.
So Gary got 2. Sid got 1.
No, sorry, no, 2-0.
Gary won 2-0.
Yeah, that's right.
How about you have the actual players come up?
Gary won 2-0, didn't he? Yeah, 2-0.
Gary 2.
2-0 for Gary.
Sid.
Gary's the winner.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, next round. Here we go. These guys are what?
I want to do it.
Oh.
Okay.
It's all you.
Round 3. Ruben, you're facing Gary. I was gonna buy again. Yan, you're facing Jordan. Sid, you got the bar. Why do you have one again?
You win.
Yeah, so it's gonna turn out that you win automatically. So yeah, there was an issue with our Geo. I don't know what had happened. A player got
You're
2
crying,
buys.
man.
What?
You're crying.
I'm crying.
You got tears in your eyes.
Why am I crying?
Your face is
Oh.
your face is so red.
Yeah. It's really funny.
Oh wow, this is really falling over. Holy Jesus.
Well, I told you, yeah,
Behind
a lot
my
of
head.
hairspray or gel or something. You just like kick it in there to get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
So
fix
yeah,
it
what
up.
were we talking about? Washington.
Yes.
Yes.
So you were saying that Sid said you were washed up.
Oh yeah, being washed up, right? Yeah. So yeah, we got into a conversation about the trophy and the championships and whatnot, right? And it's like with him being the reigning champion, because somebody had mentioned, it's like, oh, you're a champion, right? And it's like, yeah, I says, however, I'm not the reigning champion. I said I passed the title on to Sid, and I says, however, I says going after it this year in this year's championship, it remains to be seen as to who's going to come up on top, kind of thing. And he turned and looked at me and he goes, "Oh, you're washed up anyway." I'm like, what? Everybody is sitting around the table. They were speechless. You couldn't hear a pin drop, right? And then all of a sudden it was like, "Oh!" Like, so funny. But yeah, mad respect to it. Like, yeah,
burn.
the challenge is on. The challenge is on. Here we go. However, it stays in the arena, right? Always.
Yeah, here we go.
Yes.
We're gonna have to put like a wrestling arena in the
No,
the
it doesn't come out of that.
No. You have the wrestling arena, and then you put the table, and then you put the play mat, and then you battle. But like really badly.
Really bad.
They do that with chess, you know.
Yeah, they do.
Chess boxing, yeah.
You know, I don't even know where I put my timelines that I just built. They're around somewhere. Such a mess.
Yeah, I know. This was clean.
It was. It was, but yeah,
It always manages to get
it
back
gets
to its
messy.
old ways.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so we're gonna kind of wrap things up now. So once again, it's like hopefully we didn't offend anybody, or we're not meaning to hurt anybody's feelings. We're just trying to get a bit of an understanding as to why these certain situations happen. When personally ourselves, we think they shouldn't even be discussed, right, to this extent. But just respect one another, enjoy the game, enjoy playing it. Have fun and respect one another, right? And don't be so critical on everybody when they make mistakes.
Like, things happen. We're human.
Stuff happens.
Yeah.
Everybody makes mistakes. We all make
Every
mistakes.
single
She makes
person.
mistakes. Look at her hair. Jeff makes mistakes. He's commenting about my hair, right? Like, people people make mistakes, right? Like, it's a given. Don't be so judgmental, right? There's no reason for it, right? So, but anyway, once again, thank you to Haunted Castle Gaming, www.genesisbattleofchampions.com. You want to get involved in this game, check it out, right? Like, I am not caught up on the lore. The lore is there. I gotta sit down and I gotta spend some time. I've been working on our online start, or I've been working on the online store for like weeks upon weeks now, plugging away day and night at this thing, trying to get it better and better, right, kind of thing. So, I lost my train of thought again. Anyway, yeah. You should have those lines come up. It's like totally lost my train of thought again. Anyway, oh yeah, the lore. It was about the lore. That's why I haven't had a chance to read the lore, because I've been so busy. I gotta get caught up on it. Apparently, it's really, really. I know. What do you expect, man? It's like. But anyways, thanks a lot for joining us, Joey. Take care. Look forward to meeting you in Washington.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited to go. I can't.
Him and I are going to be
just
on the ground.
The journey alone, like getting to spend a week with family, obviously, right? We don't get to spend a whole heck of a lot of time together, experiencing in that, and having Genesis as the ultimate goal.
In the backseat with siblings for a week.
Oh boy, the headphones. Yeah, I'm gonna sleep the whole way.
Actually, I will need my headphones because I got my one phone call on the Wednesday.
Oh well, that's a whole other thing.
That's for like 3 hours.
But anywho, yeah. So yeah, definitely check out the website. We're on obviously we're on YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate all your support. We're at 204. We're still trying to reach that 250 goal. If we can hit it, it'd be greatly appreciated. Oh yeah, I want to. I should. Yeah, I want to mad shout. Thank you to Sid, who gave us this little card.
And the queen. She signed the back.
Yeah, signed by her on the back. Ooh, yeah. For hitting 200 subscribers. And on the inside it says, Mack-Attack and Steveo the Gamer, congratulations on reaching 200 subscribers. We are so excited to see your growth, and we look forward to more amazing content from one side of the coin. From a Sid.
Notice how my name was written first? No, I'm kidding.
I put your name on the description every single time. Your name's first. Because you saved the best for last. Oh! I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Maybe it's the way we're sitting.
I start calling you the host, and I'm the co-host, I guess. I don't know.
Yes.
But anyways, yes, we appreciate all your support here at One Side of the Coin. And remember, it's always, our opinion. It's not etched in stone, by all means. You make your own decisions. And we're also on Facebook. Check us up. The real Heads or Tails Gaming group. You can put in a request because the old one got hacked. It's a whole other long story.
We should talk about that one day. That was funny.
It was it's funny now. It
wasn't funny at the time, but yes, it is funny now to think about. It was very funny. I should have mom. We should actually do a stream about that too. At the time we got hacked and talk about that. Hacked, yeah. I should have mom send me all the screenshots she had of the messages between her and that guy because it's like she's like, "Oh, you're my husband. When are you coming home for dinner?" And he's like, she's talking to him like he's you, right?
Yeah.
And he's not getting a hint of it.
Yeah.
He's not getting the gist, and it was so funny.
It was quite the struggle.
He was like,
though.
"I'm
It
at the
was-
hospital with this person." It's like, I didn't know you talked to your cousins, and it's like,
Yeah, right.
oh, it was so funny.
The guy should have done his research on me first prior to engaging in any conversation with anybody at that for that matter. But yeah, pretty crazy.
The only reason he didn't know who mom was is because her last name is nothing.
Yeah, it's
Mine
different.
is.
Yours was, yeah.
And it's the same
Yeah,
as
he blocked
yours.
you right away. I
Oh,
think,
yeah, he
after-
knew who I was.
Yeah, but anyway, we're trailing off.
Crazy
So
story.
Genesis Battle of Champions, be sure to get into the arena, have some battles, build some timelines. We want to hear about it. SteveTheGamer@hotmail.com. Send me those emails. I want to see them, right? So we can get some of these promos sent out, right? Looking forward to doing that. So we will be back on next Thursday. It'll be the Thursday after, but we'll be starting our streaming all week long kind of thing for our journey to Washington at that point. But so till next time, I'm Steve the Gamer.
Mack-Attack / Nurse Joy.
/ Nurse Joy. We will see you next time on One Side of the Coin. Bye, everybody. Have a great night. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.